that iconic picture that will probably be a statue someday.
Which absolutely should be.
Is one of the...
With the fist up and the blood down his face?
Is the absolute worst bodyguard photo in the history of time.
Tell me why.
It's the worst photo. Number one, he's like this. He should never been able to get to his feet.
Yeah.
He should have never been able to say, hey guys, I want to put my shoes on.
Yeah, let me get my shoes.
Sir,
yeah.
We'll get your shoes as I'm throwing him in the car. The problem was he was too big and strong for the people protecting him. And this hug right here, all his major arteries and organs
Completely
were still available.
Yeah.
So it looked like Greg Gutfeld protecting me with his, like, hugging my leg.
Coming up to your hip.
Like,
yeah.
It's like, yeah, the thigh is safe, but, that should never happen. And whether it's not about them being women, not about saying they're not brave, because to do that in itself is bravery. That was a brave woman. But genetically, she did not have the tools. And if it was a small man, it'd be the same thing. Now people be like, oh, you have to be big to be a bodyguard? Yes, to protect the target, you have to be bigger than your target and stronger. Now, that doesn't mean the other people, there's our roles, because when I bodyguarded and in my executive protection, we had guys who looked like me around our celebrity. And then I had two guys that you would never know. They were non-consuming. They were about 5 feet, 6 inches tall, and they were packing. And you didn't, and the only time you saw them was if you really messed up.
Yeah.
And they were our smaller guys, and they were perfect for it because they were unassuming, just hanging out the bar, sipping on a glass of water.
Love that.
And then you couldn't see the threat. So President Trump should have never got off. As soon as he went down off the stage, push through, shove him in, and the other guards don't need. All you need is the driver in and one on the other side. Go, turn, and face the thing.
It took minutes for them to get him into the car.
Also, the other thing is when you don't know. And people always talk about, oh, if I was there, I would have done that. There is two reactions you're going to have in a situation like that. You're either going to fight or you're going to flight. And two of those bodyguards wanted to flight. They wanted to run. And they couldn't put they completely, because you don't, and that's not a judgment on them. That's just a reality of when faced with that, the sound of a bullet and people screaming, you will find out real quick what that person's
But that's not a freaking training ground.
No, it's not. And here's the deal. Whenever something has so many questions and so many, what about this and what about this, it always feels to me like an inside job. Yep. So instead of making those accusations, I keep saying, everybody just shut up and keep watching, because it's not going to come from the government. It's going to come from the American citizens that were there who keep finding the videos. And I think as we're talking, there's body cam video coming out, and there's other people with other sides, and there's still victims that were shot that no one's even talked to yet.
Yeah.
So, and which is, and then of course, the man who gave his life and his family. Why are we not talking about them? Why are we not seeing, so if we just sit back and let it play out, I think we already know what the answer is. But sometimes the best thing to do, instead of because everyone wants to make accusations and project, the evidence is playing itself out.
Yes, it is. I think the problem is that this is imminent. President Trump is continuing to expose himself right away, right, at the rallies, and that's who he is, and he's running for president. He's not going to go hide. And I love that about him, actually. That's why it feels like there isn't time to just wait, right, and to let it play out. I mean, then we did see 2 days later, right, at the RNC.
Scarface is a great movie, not to cut you off, okay? But they had one hit. They had one opportunity to shut the guy up, the bomb on the thing, and they missed. Mm-hmm. The worst thing in the world is a mishit, because you can't go back. Mm-hmm. And then here's the other thing. Then you'll see the split. Those who were wanting to get their hands dirty and those who didn't. And they will split immediately.
Yep.
The ones who want to stick with the program, because it's been a shadow government, okay?